At a depth of nearly 2,000 meters underground, the mining team pulled up something shocking, a piece of flesh. The foreman thought they had drilled into some kind of animal's nest, but the professor quickly realized it wasn't animal tissue at all. It was human. Could it be possible that an underground civilization really exists? To confirm his suspicion, the professor ordered the workers to drill again nearby. But this time, halfway through the process, a thick white smoke gushed out of the hole. At first, everyone assumed it was just gas, but the smell was far stronger and far more unpleasant. The foreman told them to keep going. As the drill pushed deeper, strange cries, like the screams of some unknown creature, echoed from beneath the ground. The mining team had no choice but to stop and dig carefully by hand. That's when they discovered something unbelievable, a cocoon-like shell shaped like a human figure. Just as everyone was staring in shock, a hand suddenly pushed through it. A man crawled out, but he spoke a language no one could understand. The workers brought him back to camp for answers. But before anyone could react, black liquid suddenly began dripping from his nose. The professor was so alarmed that he decided to report everything to the higher authorities, leaving only one guard to watch over the man. Although they couldn't communicate through language, the guards soon noticed something was terribly wrong. No matter what, nothing seemed to harm the stranger, as if some unseen force was protecting him. Then, horrifyingly, long tendrils pushed their way out of the man's eyes and mouth. The guard tried to restrain him, but the stranger's strength was overwhelming. Soon, an even larger tendril emerged, forcing its way into the guard's mouth. By the time the guard broke free, the man had withered into a lifeless husk. Later that night, he felt his body growing harder to control. In a sudden outburst, he even struck his roommate. But his roommate fought back fiercely. During the struggle, the tendril appeared again, wrapping tightly around the roommate's legs. Thrown off balance, the man's head struck the corner of the table, ending his life instantly. Meanwhile, the professor had finally gotten test results back. Blood samples showed that the man they had dug up was indeed human. But the assistant discovered something else, a strange algae-like organism living on his skin. These organisms behaved like parasites, capable of surviving inside a human body. The cocoon that had wrapped around the man was actually a protective layer provided by these organisms, allowing him to live deep underground. Back at the camp, the guard tried to cover up the accident by dragging his roommate's body away. But by coincidence, two co-workers happened to pass by. One of them spotted the body and quickly pulled out a gun. The tension grew unbearable. And then, once again, the tendril appeared. Startled, the co-worker accidentally shot himself. The driver, terrified, fired at the guard, only to watch in horror as the guard's body collapsed into a puddle of flesh. Curious, the driver leaned in for a closer look. But the lurking creature struck him down in an instant. When the professor and his team arrived, they witnessed something unbelievable. The remaining worker kept firing at himself, but every bullet seemed to twist away at the last second, as if blocked by an unseen force. Realizing he couldn't end his life on his own, the man begged his co-workers to finish the job. But no one understood what was really happening, until he explained the truth: the creature was now inside him. Furious, the others wanted to tear the monster apart, but the driver explained that killing him might be the only way. Still, no one dared to act. In desperation, he came up with a solution: if he drowned himself, the creature would lose its host and die. After much debate, the group reluctantly agreed. They escorted him to a nearby lake and watched as he walked into the deep water. The surface soon swallowed him completely. Everyone thought it was finally over. But suddenly, his body burst apart from within. The monster had once again outsmarted them. Before anyone could escape, the professor was caught in its grasp. His assistant tried desperately to fight it off with a knife, but she was too late. The professor was consumed before her eyes. Because the creature could only take over male hosts, the group urged the assistant and another cautious worker to escape. But the monster wasn't about to let them go. It chased them relentlessly into the darkness. The final scene shows the man sitting in a bathtub, staring blankly, his fate uncertain. On the floor nearby, a newspaper headline reveals the chilling truth: all the workers from the mining site had been wiped out. Perhaps this ending was meant to set the stage for a sequel. And that's where today's story ends. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.